Last month, I watched a friend making 200k in revenue. The next day, he couldn't even pay his rent. How is that possible? Simple. He confused cash flow with wealth. He made money, but he built nothing that could live without it. If this feels familiar, listen. I will tell you the brutal truth about how I built a $20 million business in my 20s and why most of you will never make it unless you change. I'm Arthur. I built multiple seven-figure companies. I built a SaaS value at $20 million before 25, not by hustling harder, but by moving from chasing cash to building assets, from loud rooms to private circles. But I wasn't born in the circles. At 21, I was just like you, obsessed with Stripe dashboard, flexing money, switching Airbnbs, convincing myself that 50k a month meant success. On the outside, I looked rich. Inside, I was fragile, anxious, 1 bad month away from losing everything. That's the gap I had to cross. And the lesson almost destroyed me. So here are the 3 brutal truths I learned building a $20 million business. Cash flow doesn't equal freedom. Your network is keeping you small. Hype will kill you faster than discipline will save you. Apply this and stop being a slave to your business. You start living like an elite founder. You think 20k, 30k, even 50k a month make you free. The truth is this: if you don't control your money, it will control you. I learned that the hard way. I was everywhere, trading crypto, flipping NFTs, running services on Telegram groups, finding coins for people, 1,000 little hustles, messy energy. But it worked. I turned 10k into hundreds of thousands. Every day I refreshed my wallet like a video game. Numbers went up, dopamine hit. I deeply thought I couldn't lose. But then came the moment that destroyed it all. A scam trading bot took 400k, gone overnight, no warning. And the worst part, I didn't panic. I thought I would make it back. That's the delusion. One wins convinces you are untouchable. But what came next was even worse. 2022 arrived. NFT divided by 3. Ethereum divided by 3. My portfolio divided by 9. Not one big crash. Days by 1,000 cuts. Sell in panic. Rebuy in hope. Lose again. Day after day. Until I woke up empty. And then, the punch, I never stopped coming. I was on a date in Lisbon, Portugal. Beautiful restaurant, candlelight. She was talking, smiling. And a thought hit me hard. Can I even afford this dinner? Out of what once felt like $1 million, I had 35k left. That was the night the millionaire died. Not with noise, but with silence. No funeral, no announcements. Just gone. What happened after changed me forever. That's when it hits me. Money isn't points on a scoreboard. It's leverage. If you don't protect it, it turns against you. The truth? I had no system. No accounting, no allocations, no reserves. I was rich in screenshot, broke in reality. Student lifestyle, Uber Eats, Airbnb, flight, no house, no car, no foundation, just motion without direction. And that's where most young founders get trapped. They think money equals freedom. But it's fragility. They treat money like points, not leverage. They never set rules. A market crash wipes them out. They buy dopamine, not foundations. I know, because I live it myself. But then came the moment that opened my eyes. Dubai, late 2023. I rented my dream car, a Ferrari 812 Superfast, 1k a day. Sat in the seat and thought, wait, they give me a 400k car for 1k? That shattered me. It broke my whole belief about money. In Dubai, that wasn't flex. It was normal. The standards were higher. The game was bigger. And I realized something. Staying in France was killing me. High taxes, small apartments, small singles. I left. But what I learned in Dubai wasn't just financial. It was leadership. I managed my team the way I manage my money, with fear. I overpaid out of insecurity, hoping they would stay. I lost margins, I lost trust, I lost time. Later I learned, loyalty doesn't come from cash. It comes from vision, process, discipline. And that's when I started building funnels, scorecards, checklists, systems. That's when I became a leader. But the real shift came when I studied the players above me. None of them got rich on screenshots. They build assets, they build brands, they build valuations. They play 3 to 4 year cycles. Year 1, traction. Year 2, profit. Year 3, explosion. So here is how you can apply this now. Split your accounts into 3. First, runaway, 12 to 18 months of expenses. 2, safe investments, low correlation, DCA, dollar cost average. 3, speculation, small, losable. Set allocation rules. Example, 50% security, 30% growth, 20% speculation. Track your money monthly. Personal accounting as strict as business. Audit your lifestyle. Are you buying peace or dopamine? Build one asset outside your main business in 12 months. But that was only the beginning. After the crash, I rebuilt from zero. Fast, I launched a creator management agency. In 3 to 4 months, I hit 20k a month profit again. On paper, it looked like a comeback, but this time I wasn't alone. And when you are not alone, you face the hardest skill in business, management. At first, I failed. I overpaid out of fear. I thought money bought loyalty. It backfired. Some asked, if he paid me this much, maybe I should start my own business. I was also too harsh. Pushed without vision, without structure, they didn't see a leader. They saw a boss with cash. And that's when I realized the business was fragile again. The hidden mistakes authors make with teams. Overpaying out of fear, bleeding margin, confusing paying well with loyalty, keeping everything in your head. Endless calls, no process, no systems. Thinking ownership equal respect. I lived all of it. Margin leaked. 1% here, 0.5 there, 3% elsewhere. Almost 7% gone every month. Silent leaks that compound. But then came the turning point. I became obsessed with process, with systems. I built funnels. I wrote scorecards, clear to-do lists for all of my team, weekly cadences. I stopped paying whatever it takes. I pay in market rate, align variables to results. I cut low-value calls, focus on closing. That was the real shift, from hustler to builder. Because process gave me something more than profit. It gave me a vision. And vision showed me the real timeline of wealth. Every exit I studied took 3 to 4 years. Year 1, traction. Year 2, accumulation. Year 3, explosion. That's how fragile hustles turn into valuations. That's why e-com guys and traders pivot into SaaS. SaaS is income plus asset. It's a multiply. It's wealth that sells. But the real trigger was a trip to the US. I spent 3 to 4 weeks there. Barely worked, just observed. For the first time, I asked, who do I want to become? What assets do I want to build? Where am I going? That distance ripped me out of short-term thinking. I wasn't building a hustle anymore. I was building an ecosystem. So I wrote my playbook, a lean team of A players, weekly ops retros, monthly finance review, quarterly bets, max 3, scorecards and SOPs for 80% of tasks. And again, my circle made the difference. The right network gave me benchmark, battle-tested SOPs, intro to top talents. One intro can save you a year of mistakes. But then came the storm that tested it all. Early 2025, my SaaS faced crisis. Domain restricted, Meta banned us, most freeze. I didn't. I went to war mode. In 1 week, I made 3 big decisions with my team. One in 48 hours, one in 12. Each brutal, but I accepted short-term pain to protect the asset long-term. 7 days, no sleep. War room energy. Support tickets flooding. Migration chaos. Rebuilding from scratch. It felt like my NFT grind. Nights without sleep. Eyes burning. But I wasn't alone this time. I had a team. I had process, executed like soldiers. But then came the coldest call of my career. We sunk multiple 6 figures and 5 months into an agency. Decent design, terrible dev. Most founder will wait. One more sprint, one more fix. But what I did next, most founder will never dare. I cut it immediately. A week later, Meta banned us. Double pain. It was hard to be honest. But instead of spiraling, I stayed cold. I execute plan B. That's anti-fragile. The mistake most founders make in crisis. They freeze. They wait for clarity. They cling to sunk costs. They protect everything but the core. They let emotions lead. I used to make those mistakes. Not anymore. Now I run on a framework. Priority 1. Protect the asset. Decide fast. 70% info in 48 hours. Kill switch. 2 fails in a row, cut. Circle check. Get 3 outside opinions. And that's where my circle became the multiplier. When I wanted to fundraise, it wasn't just money. I learned capital language, pitch decks, data rooms, investor expectation. But the real win was the network. Intros to partners, solutions, even contacts who could unban us from Meta. That's leverage. Without it, years of trial and error. With it, weeks. And the emotional shift, before I made money to make money, anxious, second guessing. Now I execute cold. I don't ask, I do. Because I know. I'm not building income, I'm building assets, an ecosystem, a dynasty. And I won't sacrifice health, relationships, or family for hype. So here is how you apply this. Write your decision framework. Audit your projects. Cut what drains. Build your circle. 3 people above you. Rehearse crisis mode. Protect the asset first. If this resonates, subscribe. This channel is for entrepreneurs like you. I know the sleepless nights, the grind for money, the doubts about the future. I lived all of it. That's why I share. Not to sell, but to guide you past the mistake I made. If this hits you, message me on Instagram. I built a private group of entrepreneurs on the same path, so you don't have to walk it alone. My IG is in the description. No pressure, just send me hi, introduce yourself, and sometimes that's where everything starts.